Welcome to Empower Today. We're thinking in this summer period about how Jesus was fully human as well as completely God. Hang on a minute, there's a sign down here. What was that? No smoking, no vaping. This is a smoke and vape free site. Thank you. I actually placed that down there and picked it up. I pretended that it was just there by accident, and then I found it. That's good acting, wasn't it? I know. Thank you. Do you remember when you were a kid like me, maybe, I'm 50 now, that when you used to go to the pub, you'd come home and you stank of smoke? Absolutely stank of it. Never smoking a cigarette in my life. Don't want a badge for it, but just never really interested me. But I'd come home and my mum would be, "You stink, take those clothes off and put them in a wash," every night. Nowadays, when you smell smoke from a cigarette, it kind of catches me by surprise. So I'm just not used to that smell anymore. I smelled a bit smoky last night because we did a barbecue. We did a barbecue for my daughter and her boyfriend who were going travelling for a month. And my son Noah and I did the barbecue together. And I love that smell of smoke and all of the halloumi and the peppers as it all wafts together in a wonderful way. After Jesus had died, he rose again, the Bible tells us. And he prepared a breakfast for the disciples who'd run off and were scared and in hiding. And he did a campfire and cooked fish for them, and they all came to him. And he took time with Peter, who was the leader of the disciples, the one that Jesus had said, "I will build my church on you, Peter." And he took him to one side and basically reinstated him. Why did he take Peter to one side? Because Peter, apart from Judas, had stuffed up the most, and Judas had taken his own life. So Jesus couldn't call him back. But he called back the one who had screwed up the most, the one who had drifted furthest from him. Why do we sometimes, or maybe you're not like me, why do I sometimes think that when I screw up the worst, Jesus is going to be further away from me? I think actually that's when Jesus comes close and whispers in my heart, in my mind, "Come back to me." It's not an excuse for doing dumb things. It's not a validation of doing them. Or if I do this, then I'll feel even close to God. Paul, in his letters, makes that really clear that we shouldn't do that. But he does say where sin increases, grace increases all the more. And we see the grace of Jesus with Peter on the side of that beach with the smoke of that breakfast fire as the fish cooks. And Peter puts his trust back in Jesus again. How about you? How about me? Are we trusting Jesus, even amongst all the mistakes and screw-ups that we have done? We can trust him. He's there for us. Can you smell the smoke? Can you taste the fish? Can you hear his voice?